Very cool.
Hey, welcome. Sunday morning live stream. What's up, guys? We're gonna get the old branding for this thing down eventually. Let's turn this shit off. What's up, Scoot? How you been, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
Good. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, man. Long time no see, no talkie.
I feel like you were like the person I saw most in life for what was that, 21 and into 22, and then all of a sudden, that's my fault though. That's not your fault.
It's not your fault. I mean, you had a valid reason. So
it's called life. It's called life.
Shit happens.
Life. Kev, how you feeling? Tired?
I'm feeling
like I was
good.
Just talking to you last night.
I'm feeling good. I'm hoping that the football game is really slow and Josh Allen stays off the field.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You playing against them this week?
Yeah, he's the quarterback on whoever's team I'm playing.
Wow.
I figure if he stays under 18,
is this a
17
fantasy
points,
thing or a Baltimore thing?
Nah, he doesn't care about his team anymore. He's addicted to fantasy now.
You know what people love to tune into is people talking about their fantasy team.
Right. Oh, it's huge on YouTube. Now, right now, I'm an Orioles fan. I'm all in on the Orioles, even though they didn't quite do it yesterday. Bad
It was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
It was a good
game. Oh, man. So 2001, what do you make of that, Scott?
Oh, wait. No. I don't want to go right into recapping the shows. Kev, we did that last night.
But I just wanted to ask him whether he thought it was cheesy or not cheesy.
I don't think it was cheesy. I think it was more. I think they did away with the cheese by opening with it. If anything, I think that was kind of I don't think anybody expected that to happen. So maybe people did. I think maybe Katie called it or something, but.
Yeah. No, I thought the exact same thing. I thought it was the best way to handle that situation. Like if you're gonna do it, I think
let's just get this over with. Fuck it, and then I don't know. I thought it was a good version too. It was a pretty long one. I don't know what the length was exactly, but it was good.
11. Hit 11.
Yeah, that's a good solid 2001 right there.
Right. Yeah, usually it's 6-7 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, even before they got into the funky, traditional build up for 2001, Trey was ripping a bit, and they were opening it up and playing it a little bit differently than they normally do. Good morning, Mike. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I wanted to get all casual into it, and Kev's just like, let's drill into 2001.
I didn't catch much of the show. Was Trey's voice any better last night?
Amazing.
Nothing was
nothing,
wrong.
not even a remnant of it. I have no idea what the hell happened. Some crazy shit.
He did he sacrificed kittens in some blood ritual, and his voice sounded like there was never anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I know he's got a voice coach, and he's got a whole fucking
piles of broccoli,
tiered fucking toolbox full of voice shit, all these straws, and I don't know. I saw an Instagram story about his person that takes care of his room backstage and shit, and they showed the whole his toolbox has fucking a dozen drawers in it, and it's all voice teas and fucking these weird straws.
That is it's one of his instruments, right? It's the same way he treats his
his
guitars and stuff.
It's very very cool to see though. But I guess all that shit works if his voice was back on point last night, because night one was a little rough.
It was very rough night one. I kind of feel too, that's what happens with normal people that are healthy and take care of themselves. If they get sick, they can recover in a day, right? Yeah. It takes me a week to recover from anything, just because I not very healthy, but I feel he's got his shit together. So maybe he just had a little cold or something he's coming off of and just recovered. But he sounded really good last night. I felt his voice was on point, and his song selection was also better for a voice on recovery. It sounded great, but he also wasn't pushing it too hard, right? Was there anything in the set list last night, Kev, that he pushed his voice on? Not really.
That little kid.
Really. No, it wasn't the first night where he decided to do My Soul, which is
light
is a blues song that pushes
Yeah, maybe about to run, but that's almost a different. I don't know, when he screams liar and stuff. I could see that hurting his voice, but not hearing it in the line, right? Because it's he's almost singing it. I don't know. Maybe that would be a good choice. Yeah. So I was. I was cutting the grass this morning, as I do on Sundays, and I was listening to the first set again, and when Dirt came on, I've heard this song, I don't know, maybe 400 times if I had to guess, right, in my life, and I've never thought about it, but for whatever reason, like being in like the Sunday morning stupor, not quite awake, just like listening to it differently, it kind of struck me as a terribly sad song. And like almost like I was like visualizing it in my head as like a suicide note. And I was just wondering if anyone else thinks of it that way, because I always just thought of it as like originally like a worm or something. Like I want to be a bug and just chill and like very juvenile, And like this time was the first time I was looking at it in the lens of like the hustle and the bustle, and he talks about like people like bumping into each other up above and just wanting to escape it all and being with the worms in a confined space, and then like the whole shouting your name thing. I don't know. I was having a whole emotional thing in the grass.
So I had this shirt. It was a Dirt shirt, probably like 97, I want to say, that I probably got it right. And it's kind of like it was like a light brown, and the print, I don't have it anymore, but the print on the front was like a rat underground, and like the dirt above, there was a house and like people walking around and stuff like that, and he was just kind of like confined to his own space, like under the ground. And I wore that shirt the first time I met my ex-wife's like father's side of her family, and I guess her grandfather's like a fucking long tenured like therapist and shit. This dude took like one look at my shirt and like sized me up and down real quick and was like, I don't know, it was so like weird and awkward, but like, I don't know, when you're me and you just throw on a different Phish shirt every day, you're not really thinking about what the picture portrays.
Right.
The shirt sometimes.
Out of context, Phish fans
awkward.
is a thing, man. Like you take it out of the context of why we're doing it, it could be really construed in some fucked up weird ways.
Yeah, it was wild though. And like I just remember him like staring at me for a long time without saying anything. He just had that like therapist type of look. I don't know,
Yeah.
It was weird, but
wait, was that your ex's who? What was the relationship?
My ex-wife's grandfather.
Oh yeah, well there's also that like
the patriarch.
This was like
that dynamic. Yeah.
I always, the first time I heard that song, I saw a shallow grave. Somebody dug a grave, threw a body in, and threw the dirt on without a coffin, is how I always pictured it. I never made it into suicide, but
it's the narrator's the one saying they want to be beneath the dirt. It's not something like I'd like to throw you beneath the dirt. It's I'd like to live beneath the dirt. Like,
right, but I see that it's a body without a coffin in the dirt, is how I always saw it.
I think it's just an emotion of like being at your rope's end or whatever, like wanting to end it, but not actually saying you're going to do it.
Yeah, see, I don't know if it's rope's end. It seems like it's a very hopeful thing. It's a happy thing. I mean, it's a twisted thing to want to happen, but he seems very content. Like, yeah, that would be cool.
Well, yeah, a song of seclusion, possibly. Sure, that makes sense.
If you ever think of me, kneel down and kiss the earth. That's like a note that you're leaving somebody.
He should have made it say, kneel down and kiss my ass.
And show me what my thought was worth. Like what this thought is. He's basically saying, like, right now you're showing me I'm not worth shit. Or she. Like I'm making it masculine, but it could be. So I'm out of here. And if you think of me, then kiss the dirt, because that's the only connection you're gonna have with me. And then he's basically saying, like, shout it into the wind. Like, I don't know, man. I think I might be on this one, but that's a little heavy for a Sunday morning. Maybe.
What does Fishnet say about it in the notes about the song?
I don't know.
A peon to suicide. I've never saw that Dirt shirt.
And I never have seen it since. And it's actually really, it was a great shirt. I love that shirt. I wore it a lot.
I can't think of any Dirt shirt that I've ever seen. Like, what logo would be good for Dirt?
I'm telling you, the one I had was perfect. If you knew the song, it just made sense by looking at this still picture on it. It was very cool. But
it looked like you were like some death metal guy who wanted to be.
I want to bring back, and even like not for profit, like just enough to cover costs maybe, but revitalize the old lot shirts. Like the old, the ones you see on like the old Dead videos and like the early Phish videos, and like pictures, and like do research and like find them. And and like just get them back into rotation, right? And like
Yeah,
have like recreations of them.
There was a really cool like the Guinness Coyote one. I don't know. It was like
Glide,
the Glide that Coyote, and it had like a pig on it instead of the Guinness logo. It was very cool.
The Glide Tide one.
Oh yeah, that's
huge.
That would be cool.
Oh, absolutely. The Air Gordon.
Yeah.
With like the Jordan logo and all that.
By the way, chat, if you guys want to talk about anything, feel free to throw those in there. We're kind of going to be all over on these casual Sunday morning live streams, but definitely hit it up. A Spurt logo? Does you mean Spirit, like the airline?
Yeah.
That would be kind of like, what do you call that? Macabre, like an airline talking about being in the dirt.
I would think dirt would be like you'd want to use some laundry detergent or soap, like Dawn. Use the Dawn logo and make it say dirt because Dawn.
Squirt. Yeah, I was thinking
he meant squirt. Nice.
I was thinking like Dyson because like the vacuum and shit, but it's a dumb logo, so that wouldn't work.
There was a whole thing the other night about replacing the word in a song title with squirt.
We're gonna bring that up.
It's still a thing. It's just never
got out there. Some good ones. Squirt you in the eye. Remember that Phish tune?
It's hard enough to read those. I don't know if we want to say them out loud. It's like moist. You're like, I'm good.
Just the word.
Just the word. Don't even need a meaning. Yeah. So Scoot, I think you do got to go back. I would recommend going back and listening to that show, the full show last night. That first set I thought was, and
still best of the year.
I do. That's what I was gonna say. I re-listened it today to see if I was just like high on the show or if it holds up, and I think it really does hold up. I even think like Beauty of My Dreams, I was kind of like on the fence about last night, but the timing of it and the placement and execution, I thought it was fucking perfect. I could just imagine being there and everybody just going nuts, dancing and like getting the energy up coming out of that gumbo. I think it was a great show. I'm really excited to see what they do tonight.
What do you make of Ether Edge? You caught it in Denver.
It's okay.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not going to sit here and say it's my favorite new song, but I don't hate it.
I didn't think it deserved the hate it got. People were just crushing it.
Placement's a big thing with new songs, I think. Wasn't it like, was it the song before the end of the set?
It was in that before the Howling, I think. It was like in the middle of that.
You're talking about it?
No, last night.
Last night. It was in the middle of the
before About to Run, which was the penultimate.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, somebody said they should have left it out because it was...
Well, because the set was almost perfect without it.
Right. It was Stash, and then they threw Ether Edge in. Then they did About to Run and that huge melt. Which, after you listen to that melt, talk to me because I had some thoughts about it. What'd you think on the re-listen to it?
I'm still on night one, man.
I meant Tim.
Well, then say that.
I know it's not like he's been doing this for years now. Fucking amateur hour. Sorry, Kev. I didn't mean that. I'm a little hostile in the morning. I gotta take a deep breath. No, I liked it. I completely agree with what you were saying last night. I heard it more on the second time that it was very departing from tradition, but I think for that set, I think it worked really well because that wasn't, to me, this wasn't like a really spacey, weird, fucked up or psychedelic type set. It was a really great rock and roll classic Phish set. And I liked that type of jam to close it out. If it were an encore or if it was in the second set, I think I would really want it to be the traditional, so basically the difference, what we were talking about, I think you could get it from context, but like last night's Melt Jam didn't like really deconstruct and break down and get crazy. It was like very synced and locked in and blissful almost. Yeah.
Another bliss jam.
But it wasn't just, fucking, because in my mind, at least when I hear people talk about bliss jams, I think about like Trey just fucking noodling and playing like, with like long sustains and he's all happy and like Paige hitting the grand piano, like the major chord structure. And like, it's all just like, I feel like it was very rhythmic, right? Like everybody was hitting a very distinct rhythm and we're very locked in. It was major, like it had some blissy things to it, but I think that's not appropriate because it waters down what it was. You know what I mean? Like as a descriptor. If you just describe it as a bliss jam, it takes away the intricacies and coolness of it.
If you had stuck that jam in the middle of attached to like and everything's right, I would have been much higher on it.
Yeah.
I just don't think it belonged where it was. The jam itself, if you extract
There
it
is
out,
no
was
belong.
fantastic.
Shit goes wherever he wants it to. Go
That
ahead. I'm
was my
sorry.
thing. Anyway,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
it's how we end up there.
How old is that little Frances Bean there, Kev?
She's only like 4 weeks.
Jesus, she's tiny.
Yeah, she is. I think that my oldest and the woman friend of hers who's had the litter of kittens took it away too soon from the mother. I think it should have been there till 6 weeks, but
Yeah, she seems pretty warmed up to do.
And we have another cat here, so she has someone to imprint on and see what to do,
Right on.
Even though the older one hisses.
You know what's crazy about this weekend? Goose literally took numbers away from Phish, it felt like, for the first time. I know there's been the hype for years, and I'm not saying that they're better. I'm not saying there's a torch. I'm not saying any of that shit. But like, there's always been talk about it. But up until now, it's like it always still felt like a Mo or an Humphreys. It's like, yeah, we love it. It's great. Or like Twiddle or something. It's great, but like it's not the main act, right? Like when Phish is on, we forget about it, and then off tour, we'll see it. But now there were like a considerable part of like at least the visible scene, like the Phish Twitter and Phish Facebook and Phish, Blue Sky, that decided like, fuck it, we're not doing Nashville, we're doing Red Rocks, we're not streaming the show, we're doing Goose. And like, I think maybe I don't know. It's like I'm like, duh, this is obvious. I'm late to the party, but it feels more so like they're coming up as their own independent thing and have a very strong fan base of their own and are actually pulling attention away from Phish for the first time. I feel like
they got a lot of mainstream radio play with alternative radio play, college stations for that Dripfield album, whatever it was called.
I
think the location
too. Yeah, location's big.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like they're pulling in also fans from other places. Maybe they're taking 25% of their fans that would have gone to see Phish. But you're getting a bunch of people coming in who probably aren't into Phish because Goose is a lot more palatable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, than a lot of the other jam bands.
Yeah.
Like
and even
Phish.
I mean, Phish is, Goose is really, they're better at writing meaningful songs, what I call meaningful songs.
That's
You're out of your mind.
You're out of your mind.
You're fucking.
No, I'm not.
This is what you brought me on for.
I love it. Thank you, Scoot.
There you go. Get awake and fucking come on our show and let Kevin ruin your fucking eardrums with his nonsense this morning.
No, I brought you on here to reinforce me because he's like weathering, right? Like I think he has bad takes, but I talk to him every day and he weathers me down. I start to agree with them. I need to have you on here to be like, shut the fuck up.
I'm glad. All right. Well, then I guess I'm here with purpose. That's okay.
No, you know what I think the Phish like accessibility problem is? It's the same conversation you hear about MCU now. Is casual fans feel not intimidated, but overwhelmed getting into it, I think, because like, oh, I have to do all this homework. I need to know all this shit. And like the Phish canon and lore and music and history has just gotten so massive, right? I know, and like it's hard when you're in it to feel like to see that because you're like, oh, who cares? Just jump on. But like, I know, like I've talked to people that I'm like, I try to get them into it and they're like, no, man, it's too much. Right. Whereas like with Goose was still young and new enough to where people could just jump on and there was no history.
You get in on the ground floor. You get in on the ground floor.
Right. There's nothing to learn. You just go for it. I think that would be more of the reason of not being able to bring in
I'm
as many
lost. They
new
got
people.
they got some earwig dude running around, and they have seekers on the ridge, and they got a Yeti back there somewhere. I don't
I
know
have
what's
no
going
idea what
on
the
there.
fuck
Big
you're
Goose
Who the
fan.
talking about.
fuck cares?
It's just music. Who fucking cares?
I don't
So
care.
what's up with Mahala? Mahali?
What about him?
Mahali. I don't know what's up with
How's the
Mahali.
band? Have you heard the band? Doesn't he have like a solo band now, or what's his deal?
He used to do solo shit all the time. I mean, he's just a music junkie, similar to Trey. Like, just wants to be out playing. If Twiddle's not playing, then he goes out and plays. Or there was Gubalitis, which was just him and the bass player would go out, and he does a lot of looping and shit like that, and a little beatboxing and whatnot. But I don't know. I don't know why we're talking about Twiddle now, but
I will. I no fuck that.
Because it's your thing. I know. I just
I
heard
like.
that
I
my
love
thing.
Twiddle.
It's just
You know,
something I like.
they announced the retirement, right? And then this summer, you saw him doing some shows that weren't Twiddle on some festival bills.
Yeah, that's not uncommon, is what I'm saying. Mahali's been kind of doing his thing for a while. I think maybe just the popularity grew a little after he released his own solo album or whatever. But
You know, the other thing about Mahali and Trey, like the similarity is they're both like the nicest people you could ever imagine.
yeah,
My wife and I ran into Mahali in Albany. Yeah, like I forget what year, but he like came out and was like chilling and talking
oh yeah,
like the
we
fans and
used to
just
hang
hanging
out all
out.
the time. Ryan, like they would come out and smoke
Oh
cigarettes with
yeah,
that break and shit.
Norm's
Yeah,
super fucking friendly, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this is like judging a book. It is judging a book by its cover, and it makes me a dick. But like I see Ryan, I'm like that guy's nice. He'll be friendly. You see Mahali, and you're like, he's probably not super friendly. I don't know because he has more of a rock star, right? Maybe
yeah,
that's
but
just like I'm projecting onto him. But when you see him up there, I'm like I would be intimidated to hang out with him or talk to him. He wouldn't seem as approachable as he actually ended up being.
statue could have something to do with that because I think
Yeah.
he's not that big of a dude.
No.
So
No, he's not. But he's fucking. I think he's pretty cool. I like him.
he's very chill.
Very chill.
I'm going to see him. Capitol
When
Theater,
you-
November,
Oh, nice.
like right
Who's
after Thanksgiving.
opening?
Shit, I know this. Bluegrass.
Green Sky?
Fuck, man. No,
Sunday morning twiddle chat.
I might have to look.
I think we're
Bitch.
gonna lose Skunky.
They're-
That's all
the,
We're
right.
gonna
the
lose a lot
numbers
of
are just
people. We've been
tanking.
talking about Twiddle for way too long. You guys should know better.
I don't give a shit. It's
The
fine.
numbers are tanking.
Speaking of numbers tanking,
So I guess neither none of us are doing New Year's. Are you trying to do any, Scott? Or
I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't have any definitive plans to do anything at this point. But
you didn't jump in with the Ticketmaster debacle last Friday? A week
No.
ago Friday?
no, it's kind of nice not to have to do that though.
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not messing with that shit anymore. Even if I'm going to shows, I'll do lottery, like I'll do Phish tickets by mail just to like take my chance. But I think I'm done with on sale days. It's way too fucking stressful, and
Shit, doesn't say.
they get you to buy shit that you like, yeah. No, I did want to bring up Nashville though, because you're talking about dwindling numbers. Did you guys see the pictures of the arena, like not during the show, like with the open stands? But it was like half empty the night one. I don't know if you saw those pictures.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know,
Do you
man.
think the band, if the band walks out and they see a place is half empty, do they play harder for the people who showed up?
No.
98, right? Utah 98,
Yeah.
11-2.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's when it's like an off the beaten path. People are going to show up
Kitchen
because
Dwellers.
they're missing
Sorry.
something.
It's Kitchen Dwellers is opening.
Okay. And Normhenge, Australia. I think Norm was around last night too, and we had Peril. We had somebody from Peril. You know, I interviewed a couple bands, Norm, from Australia. I had to get up at 4 a.m. because one of them was in Perth. And so it was 4 in the afternoon there, which was an
Yeah.
interesting interview.
Yeah. See, I meant I think during the show I saw half break. God damn it! What the fuck's wrong with me? My brain hasn't woken up yet. Set break photos, and so like it's an arena, it has the main level at the 100s, then like the strip of boxes, and then it has the upper sections, and pretty much none of the upper sections had like anyone in it. There was like patchwork, like people were just like, filling in, but like, little groups, little crews sprinkled in. And I mean, so what's that? That arena was like 18,000, Kev. You looked that up?
Yeah, 18, 20 with the floor, they said. So 18 with a band when the
Yeah,
Predators
so
play.
they probably were from like just proportion and looking at like 15, 14,000, which I
Maybe.
guess is okay for
It's
Nashville.
Tennessee, right? Yeah, it's not the
Yeah,
Garden.
but I don't know, man. I'm not gonna look into it. It is what it is. I just thought I was just a little bit surprised to see that much openness.
Well, it's a fall tour in Tennessee, and then they're going to Dayton, and then they're going to Chicago. A lot of people on the, East Coast did all the MSG, and a lot of them flew out to Dick's too, and they have New Year's coming up. What's the point of driving across the country to,
Yeah.
you
Is
know?
Nashville hard to
Just
get
Phish.
into?
No,
It is kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Nashville isn't hard to get into, but weed's illegal, and weed's illegal in Ohio, and I guess
You
it's
think
legal
that's
in
what's making
Chicago.
people's decisions on whether or not to go see Phish?
I'm not going to travel to a place where weed's illegal when there's
Why?
so many places it's legal. I mean,
It was illegal
Dude, go
for
back like 3 years ago. It wasn't legal anymore.
yeah,
I
it was
know.
like the vast majority of your life it was
doesn't
illegal.
matter.
I know, but now I have the option. Now I have that choice when before I didn't have that choice. No matter
Yeah.
where I went, I was a criminal. Now I can be a criminal or I can choose to be a criminal or not.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
Let's
you
do that.
do, yeah.
So
Great
there it
show,
is.
though.
Even though I did go to Nashville in 21, but I flew in, I took the Uber in, it was very I tried to have this little contact.
I
with-
remember that show. That was your fucked up. I remember what you did that
I'm well
night,
aware-
and you're
I'm
worried
well
about
aware of
fucking
what
Bud.
Yeah.
You're full of shit. You're out of your mind, Kev.
People don't go there to the shows and they're only like, there's empty seats because they're afraid of somebody like Kevin coming by because they've heard stories. Fucking might just run you over to get to the rail or something. You never know.
That's why nobody's going there anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think Dayton is going to be way undersold too because people are already trying to, give tickets away all over social media.
Right, but Tuesday, Wednesday shows, I don't like. Even they do East Coast, like
Yeah, but Dayton's got lore too. Like there's
a lot of history there.
Right. That 97 show, like forget it.
But I feel like if they undersell a Tuesday, Wednesday, it's not even noticeable. But I think a tour opener or a Friday, Saturday in Nashville, the venue, the outdoor venue, the
Ascend.
Yeah, Ascend. How big is that?
I think that holds 7,500.
That's it.
That's why it's sold out.
That's it. That's the difference.
That
it's
one
too big
that
of a
you
venue.
went to in North Carolina was small, right, Kev?
Yeah, that place, was small too. Tuesday, Wednesday shows are always at the smaller venues.
But wasn't that like 7,500 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
All right.
Wild.
It is. That
Christian,
place was
you were there. Skinny, you were there. How was it? I mean, was it empty? Were the pictures deceiving?
Yeah, what is up with Keith Urban showing up?
Yeah, did you see that picture?
Isn't he married to Nicole Kidman?
I don't know. Is he?
She's hot.
Why do you
Keith
keep asking
Urban?
me questions? I have no idea.
Fucking
You're supposed to be knowledgeable in all facets of pop culture.
I am knowledgeable in no facets of pop culture.
Ignore that.
Yeah,
I think that we can say. I think we can say that Hampton Albany is out for December. They couldn't announce it this late.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Island Tour was announced in less time.
Yeah, that's because they were bored, and there was nothing else scheduled around it. There's all kinds of.
Yeah, no, it's out.
I would have to think it is.
Yeah, sucks. Bullshit. Oh well.
think their crew is massively bigger than it was in '98. That they'd have to have all these people planned for and shit. I don't think, what was it, like 33 days or whatever is enough time.
I think
Right.
they also understand the implications and have a little more. I don't want to say respect because I don't think they were trying to be disrespectful last time, but like I feel like when you're young and whatever, and you get like a thought on the whim, you don't really think it all the way through. You're like, "Fuck it, we're doing it." And you get this momentum. I think now it's like they
Yeah, there's
know
a lot
all the
more.
pieces of the puzzle. Like they probably could if they wanted to pull like a last minute thing. Like they have the money and the infrastructure. They probably could do it. I just don't think they want to do that to anybody because like everybody has families and shit. Like, and it would come across kind of dickish if they're like, "Hey guys, you have plans or whatever. We got to cancel it. Sorry, we're not giving you any notice." You know.
Yeah.
And the Albany shows, in theory, would have fallen on the same weekend as Goose at Hampton for their Goose.
Maybe that's why they're
wouldn't
not
they?
doing it. They're afraid of everybody going to see Goose. Oh man. I don't know. That I don't hate them, honestly, like, but I'm not 100% sold.
I've always had fun seeing them live, but I can't make it through a stream. I couldn't
There's
sit there
video
and
of you
watch the whole-
sleeping at a show live. I literally just saw a video of you sleeping. at a
Oh,
Goose
at that
show
one
live
Goose show.
yesterday.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen Kev do that at Phish too.
That was one of those nights I did a lot of drinking, and I was drinking whiskey because everything was $17. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just going to get whiskey instead of beer and drink because the beer gets warm halfway through unless you pound it. You know, they're those tall boys."
Yeah.
You gonna do festival? Scoop?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do. We got to take a bunch of beer with us.
No. Scoot, you plan on doing it? You think?
Like Delaware?
Yeah.
Probably.
All right.
I don't know. How far advanced do you plan? Just curious. Like, where are you at? Are you like a week out or a month out? Or
no, like Dick's was like when it was announced, it was like, okay.
That was on, you were ready, like you knew that and it was planned.
But that's, when there's a lot of traveling involved, like driving to Delaware,
right?
It's gotta be closer than driving to Maryland, right? I mean,
I live an hour from this place, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
you probably drive by it, right? You drive by it coming down 95 to come to Baltimore.
I'm just so fucking hyped for it because now with like Dick's not having camping and fucking like even like Deer Creek and SPAC, their camping options have gotten limited. You don't have many options anymore to have that kind of experience like this really anywhere. Like where can you? I can't think of a single venue that you can have that, and they haven't done a festival in like what 15 since like 2015. Yeah. So like I don't know. I'm really, really fucking hyped about it.
It's a smart move with this place because the infrastructure is there. They do the NASCARs. People rage all weekend and camp for the NASCAR races because they have Saturday races.
They've done music festivals there already, though.
Yeah, Firefly is there.
Was that one successful?
Yeah, I think
I always hear Fire. I get it mixed up. What was it was Fire Festival was the scam one, right?
Yeah, the one that they're trying to do too. They're trying to do another one.
It's all stupid.
Worked so well the first time. All right, so Skinny says there's a lot of space, but like busy people dancing around.
Yeah,
a bunch of people pass out on the floor. Nice.
Yeah,
everybody was hanging out down on Broadway and all the honky tonks down there before the show.
Nashville's a cool city though. Like, never mind the show. Like, there's a lot of cool bars and cool things to do. But I do feel like it is a bit of a hike.
Kid Rock wouldn't let me in his bar because I had a backpack.
I thought it was because you're drinking Bud Light.
No, I went out front and left him a bad review on Yelp.
Sure that impact. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Skinny. 10,000. That's what it looked like from the pictures. If the pictures were if the venue was 20,000, it looked about half full. Which, if the other Nashville venue is 7,000, then you could say that it's an improvement, right? So that's cool. They've definitely played fucking great, though. I think this is probably one of the better starts of a tour they've done in a while, coming off a big break. I don't think they've missed a step at all. We'll see how it goes tonight, though. What else going on? Anything else going on, guys? Chat. I'm trying to look at headlines, but everything's
It's
like
not a earlier start or anything because it was Sunday, is it?
No.
Tonight?
no. Regular time.
They should end at they should end at 12:30 East Coast time, but last night they went 15 minutes
somewhere
over.
this year that they had to do that on like the Sunday. They had to move the show up or something like that.
Yeah.
Curfews earlier. That's not
Dead and Company. The final Dead and Company run, the last show, was an hour earlier because it was a Sunday.
Oh, Denver. Was that the one in Denver?
No, Denver started like 2 or 3 hours later.
Yeah, that one was the biggest discrepancy because of it being on campus and shit. They had like very strict time frames.
Fucking Dave Matthews.
Yeah. Wait,
I liked it myself, but hey, what can I say?
I like Dave.
Dave Matthews and John Mayer together? It was totally dope.
Weird.
What is that?
I don't know.
That was his Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog.
It's fucking great. All right. Well, I think then if nobody has anything else, I think this was a fun little chat, and I appreciate everybody hanging out. We'll do this again soon.
If you want to become a member,
join,
and we're gonna have a set break hang. So
yeah, that was fun last night. I really enjoyed that. I like these things. I'm gonna try to figure out how to gift you one, Scott, so you can come hang out with us.
Yeah, since you won't spend $2 a month to fucking.
It's the money, man. It's just
it's the principle.
It's the principle. Well, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.